All right, let's just dive right in. I want you to forget everything you thought you knew about attraction for a second. We're going to talk about one of its most powerful, most primal tools, something that completely bypasses logic and speaks directly to emotion. We're talking about the mastery of scent.
This quote comes directly from Alina Chamberlain's work, She Who Awakens. And it just sets the stage so perfectly, doesn't it? We're not just talking about smelling good here. We're talking about something far more strategic, something that's almost magical in its effect.
And that's really the big question we're unpacking today, isn't it? How do you go from just, wearing a nice fragrance to strategically wielding it as a tool of deep, lasting attraction? Well, let's break down the secrets.
Okay, so to understand the how, we've got to first understand the why. Your sense of smell, your olfactory system, it's totally unique. It's unlike any of your other senses because it has this direct, unfiltered hotline to the most ancient, powerful parts of the brain. The key here is that scent completely bypasses the rational mind. I mean, think about it. You can't reason with a scent. It hits you, and you feel something instantly, a memory, an emotion, a desire. It works on a completely subconscious level, and that is exactly what makes it so incredibly potent.
So, where is all this happening? The direct target is the brain's limbic system. This is basically command central for emotion, for memory, and, you guessed it, for sexual arousal. This is exactly why a certain smell can zap you right back to your childhood, or, as we're about to explore, create this unbreakable link to desire.
Now, this isn't just some abstract theory. It's an actual technique that you can learn and master. We're going to get into the science of how to intentionally create a neurological craving.
And here is the key term you need to know, an olfactory anchor. This is a real, scientifically backed concept. What you're doing, essentially, is training his brain to connect a specific scent directly with the most intense moments of pleasure and intimacy that you share. So how do you actually build it? It's a really simple three-step process. First, consistency is everything. You use your chosen scent only during those peak intimate moments. That's what forges that powerful neurological link. And the payoff? Oh, the payoff is huge. Later on, just a tiny trace of that fragrance can trigger a chemical cascade of dopamine and oxytocin, the pleasure and bonding hormones, making him think of you and only you. Okay, so we've covered your personal scent, but the power of aroma extends way beyond just your skin. Now let's talk about how to control the entire scentscape of a room to transform it into a total sanctuary of desire. Here's your toolkit. We're talking about things like candles infused with pheromones. Those are the chemical signals of attraction. Specialized air fresheners with those warm, musky notes. And of course, potent aphrodisiac oils. Each one of these plays a specific role in setting a very hypnotic mood. And this isn't just about mood setting. There is real science here. Oils like ylang-ylang, sandalwood, and patchouli, they've been shown to have measurable physical effects. They can actually lower cortisol, that's the stress hormone, while at the same time increasing blood flow and arousal. That is a seriously powerful combination. Now, for a brilliant and super practical tip, don't just spray the air. Instead, apply a drop of oil to a warm spot in the room, like a lamp or a radiator. The heat will then diffuse that scent slowly and continuously, enveloping the whole room in what the source calls a gentle, hypnotic haze. So, you've created your anchor, you've set the atmosphere, but how do you make your personal scent last? How do you create an intimate aura that just lingers for hours? Let's get into a fantastic little life hack for this. This is the Vaseline life hack, and it is so easy but so effective. You just mix your fragrance with a tiny bit of petroleum jelly. What this does is create a base that literally traps the scent molecules and stops them from evaporating too quickly. Then you apply that mix to your pulse points, and your body heat releases the fragrance slowly, over a much longer time. And the effect you get from this, it's just beautiful. You avoid that harsh scent shock of a fresh perfume spray. Instead, it creates this subtle, warm, and deeply intimate aura. It smells less like something you put on and more like it's just a natural part of you. All right, now for the final and most advanced concept. This is how you use scent to stay on his mind, to leave a sensory ghost that keeps him thinking about you long after you've gone.
Now, the common method, spraying his pillow with your perfume, that works, no doubt about it. But the source material we're looking at points to something more provocative, more primal. This involves using scents that actually mimic your own natural, aroused scent.
This is about tapping into something deeply instinctual. By using high-quality pheromone oils and these deep, musky fragrances, the scent he remembers isn't just a perfume. It's a primal, physical recall of you at your most intimate. It creates a magnetic attraction that, as the source says, his logic simply cannot override.
And really, this is the ultimate outcome. When you master these layers of scent, you're not just a person he was with. You become this intoxicating, unforgettable presence in his mind. You become a mystery he is perpetually driven to solve. So, the final question isn't for me to answer, it's for you. With these tools, you are now the author of a completely invisible narrative. You're in control. So, what story will your scent tell?
You can find the electronic version of book She Who Awakens by Alina Chamberlain at wishforlove.org.